Good morning, everyone. Previously, we have seen instance-based learning. Similarly, we have one more kind of learning we call it as concept learning. So, concept learning, what is a concept? Concept is nothing but you all already know what is a concept. Concept, you can define it as a subset of objects or events defined over a larger set. For example, here, bird is a concept. Okay. It is subset of the larger set. It is subset of animals. Animals are nothing but subset of things. Things can be animals or cars. Okay. Under that, things, animals will come. Under that, birds. So bird is a concept. Okay. We can call it as a concept which is subset of the larger set. So that is a concept. Alternatively, you can also define concept as a Boolean valued function defined over the larger set. As I said, it's a subset of larger set. You can also call it as Boolean valued function. Boolean valued function means its value can be either true or false, 1 or 0. Uh, what do you mean by that, 1 or 0? For example, like you define a function over animals. It will be true if the animals are birds. It will be false if the animals are not birds. Okay, that's a concept. We are talking about concept bird. In the animal function, if the given animal is bird, then the value of the function will be 1, true. If it is not a bird, then it will be false. So bird concept. Okay. So this kind of concept, how you can learn, in what way we can learn, like in machine learning, a lot of concepts. Okay, you can derive concepts in everything. So when you are coming across such concepts, how you learning can be made. Okay, concept learning. So there are two algorithms based on this learning thing, concept learning. Whenever you can derive such concepts, relate something into a concept, and if you want to do the learning, how it can be done. Okay, same thing we shall see with an example. Okay, we have a concept learning task called as enjoy sport. See, concept is simple. I want to know which are the good days on which we can enjoy the water sport. See, concept learning function means it's a Boolean valued function, true or false. That is, you will enjoy the water sport today or not, yes or no. That is the learning you have to do. On which are the days water sport can be enjoyed. Okay, I want to know today whether we can enjoy the water sport or not, true or false. So that depends on the, obviously, these things depends on some attributes. So what are the attributes we are going to consider? Attributes or features based on the sky condition. Okay, what are the sky conditions? Sunny, cloudy, or rainy. Air temperature, whether it is warm or cold. Humidity, normal or high. Wind, strong or weak. Water, warm or cool. Forecast, what is the forecast you have? It will be same or it will change. Whatever weather condition is there, it will be same or it will change. So based on these attributes, okay, the concept we are learning is whether are we going to enjoy the sport on particular day or not. Okay, that's a concept learning. Concept is simple. Okay, enjoy water sport, true or false. Based on these attributes, we are going to learn whether we are going to enjoy the water sport or not. Example, training examples consist of these six attributes. Okay, training example consists of these six attributes and its values. Okay, for some value it will be true, for some combination of values it will be enjoy sport will be true or false. Okay, we have four examples. Six attributes are there. Training examples. Okay, using these four training examples, we are going to uh, build a system to say whether enjoy sport is true or false. Okay, we have four training samples. If the value is so and so, enjoy sport is yes, yes. Third example, enjoy sport is no. And fourth example, again, enjoy sport is yes. Okay, so this is a training data. We have training examples data. Four examples are there using which we have to do the concept learning task. See, goal, as I said, goal is to predict the value of the sport. Whether are you going to enjoy the game or not based on the features. Uh, okay, to infer that, like what exactly you are doing, we are from the set of hypotheses, we are going to select the best hypothesis which will match our description. Okay, best hypothesis from the given set of hypotheses. Okay, so what is an hypothesis? Hypothesis is nothing but a supposition we'll propose based on the experimental data we have. To start the research, we'll set some hypothesis. Okay, that hypothesis, uh, for these four examples, we'll derive some hypothesis. And that hypothesis will help us to classify the new data. Okay, if I have new features, new feature values, I will compare that with the hypothesis that is generated, and that hypothesis will help us to classify the new data whether enjoy sport is true or false. So how to write the hypothesis for this particular task? Okay, we are talking about this particular task. How we are going to represent it in the form of hypothesis? See, we have six features, six attributes. You have six attributes: sky, air, temperature, humidity. So hypothesis is nothing but it's a conjunction of constraints. Okay, it's a conjunction. All six attributes should be there in the hypothesis and conjunction of those attributes. Is it clear? That is nothing but the hypothesis. Air temperature. Conjunction means air temperature and humidity and wind and all those things. Conjunction. So hypothesis is nothing but conjunction of those attributes. Uh, in hypothesis, question mark means any value is acceptable. Okay, six attributes are there. Okay, if you place question mark in any of those 6 places, that means that you can, for that particular attribute, you can expect any value. That is sky condition, cloudy or rainy or sunny. If you put question mark, any values for that attribute can be acceptable. 5 means no value is acceptable. Okay, you cannot accept any values if 5 is there in that hypothesis. So in that way, the most general hypothesis, okay, 6 attributes are there. If I put all 6 question marks, that means this is the most general hypothesis. Means it will say for these 5, 6 question marks, it will say enjoy sport is true for all the cases because any value is acceptable. Most specific hypothesis will be all 5s. Okay, at no cost, none of the attributes are acceptable. So always enjoy sport is false. Okay. General hypothesis means every day is a good day for sports. Specific hypothesis means no day is good day for sports. Is it clear? So question mark means any value. 5 means none of the value it will accept. Uh, See, this is most general and this is most specific. In hypothesis, we say general to specific ordering of hypothesis. You can see here H1, first attribute value, it is expecting sunny. Next, 2 question marks. Okay, next 2 attributes, it can be any values. Again, fourth attribute has to be strong. Next 2 attributes, it can be any values. So again, 2 question marks. Again, H2 hypothesis, first attribute value should be sunny. Next, any values. H3 hypothesis, attribute values can be anything, all question marks. So if you see like this, we can say that H3 is more general than H2. H2 is more general than H1. Okay, general to specific ordering of hypothesis. Or we can say that H1 is more specific than H2. H2 is more specific than H3. That means H3 will classify maximum examples as good. Next, H2 will classify next number of examples as good. H1 will classify only few examples as good because 2 constraints are there. Sunny and strong, 2 attribute value has to be this. It has to match. Remaining things, any values it will accept. So H1 is more specific, H2 is next level specific, H3 is more general. Hypothesis can be related like this. Okay, where which one is more general, which one is more specific. So if you see this first box, set of instances. Okay, set of instances. You have example x1 and x2. In x1 and x2 example, okay, you can see here hypotheses are there h1, h2 and h3. H1 hypothesis will classify example x1 as positive. H3 hypothesis will classify example x2 as positive. Okay. H2, whether, see this H2 hypothesis, it will classify both examples as positive. You can see here. So H2 is more general than H1 and H3. But H1 and H3 you cannot relate. You cannot relate the relationship between, give the relationship between H1 and H3. They are on the same level. H1 and H3 are on the same level. But H2 is more general compared to H1 and H3 because it classifies 2 examples as positive, whereas H1 will classify only one example, H3 will classify only another example. But H2 will classify both, it covers both the examples. So H2 is more general. H1 and H3, you cannot build the relationship between H1 and H3. They are on the same level. Okay. So for concept learning, we have uh, one algorithm. Find as 2 algorithms are there for concept learning task. Finder's algorithm and candidate elimination algorithm. Both are very simple algorithms. Finder's algorithm is like this. Okay, you have to initialize H to the most specific hypothesis. Okay, if four attributes are there, four fives will be there. If six attributes are there, six five. Okay, initialize H to most specific hypothesis. See, Finder's or candidate elimination algorithm, our task is to find one hypothesis which will cover all the examples. See, that is the task. Concept learning is nothing but you have to find out one hypothesis which will cover all the examples. Okay. For each positive training instance, that is for each positive example. Again, observe here, in Finder's algorithm, we'll never consider negative examples. This algorithm only considers positive examples, that is true cases. It will not consider the false case. Okay. And for each positive training examples, in our data set, four examples are there, three positive examples are there. For each attribute constraint, that is for sky, for temperature, for humidity, for each attribute in H, what you must do, if the constraint is satisfied by X, you have H here. If the constraint, if the attribute is satisfied by X, if this phi is satisfied with the example value, then you need not have to do anything. Else, replace constraint in H by the next more general. Okay, phi is there. You have to replace it with next more general attribute value. If it doesn't satisfy, you have to replace it with the next general value. So you have to repeat it for all the attributes and then for all the examples, positive examples you have to consider. Once you cover all the positive examples, whatever hypothesis you get, that is the most specific hypothesis for the given data set. Okay, Finder's algorithm means Finder's name itself indicates we are trying to find the most specific hypothesis among the given set of hypothesis space. Still, for the same set of attributes, lot of hypotheses may be possible. But our interest is to find one most specific hypothesis, which we are going to do using Finder's algorithm. Okay, same algorithm we shall see with respect to an example. For our training data, let's see how this algorithm will work. Okay, Finder's algorithm. See, first task is to hypothesis. Initialize the hypothesis to most specific. Six attributes are there: sky, temperature, humid, wind, water, forecast. You have to initialize it to the most specific hypothesis. That means all five values. Okay, null, null, null. Most specific hypothesis means all six values will be five. Okay, then algorithm starts. It starts with the first positive example. Okay, first positive example. First attribute is sky. Sky value can be, in the first example is sunny. See, I am saying that sky attribute value should be sunny. Okay, it has to be sunny. Then only enjoy sport is true. Okay, so here phi is there. Here our hypothesis is saying will not accept any values. So this is very specific. We have to change it to the general value. That is this, instead of phi, you have to write sunny. Okay, next warm is there. Temperature should be warm. Again, phi is there. Replace this phi with warm. Normal. Replace this phi with normal. See, most specific hypothesis will never accept phi in any of these values. If you have, it won't, it is not at all expecting any values. Then enjoy sport will be false, but we want true case. So replace all these values in this hypothesis space. When you cover first example, if it is a positive case, all the values in the first example will be replaced here. Okay. So hypothesis will become like this. Initially it was 555. After first example, hypothesis will turn it to like this. This is H naught. Sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm and safe. Okay, next go to the second example. So this is our second example. So second example, compare first attribute. Sunny In hypothesis also Sunny is there, here also Sunny is there. So we shall not change it. Here warm is there, here also warm is there. Okay, don't change the hypothesis. Here high is there, here normal is there. Okay, I'm expecting in the second example, I'm saying if wind is high, then enjoy sport is true. In the first example, we said if wind is normal, enjoy sport is true. So there is a difference here. Then you have to put question mark. Question mark indicates it can be high or it can be normal. Is it clear? Question mark always indicates that value can be high or normal or any other value. So we'll put question mark in the third place. Here strong is there, here also strong is there. So that will not change. In the fifth location, warm is there, here also warm is there. Same forecast, here also same. So only third location will become question mark. So hypothesis will be like this. Sunny, warm, question mark, strong, warm, and same. Is it clear? Initially, hypothesis was all null. Then it became these values. After tracing second example, then hypothesis will change like this. Okay, let's go to the third example. When you come to the third example, you can see enjoy sport is false. Okay, this is a negative example. Finda's algorithm works only on positive example. So we will not consider this example for training. This negative example is not considered for training. So this hypothesis will not change. It will be same even after third example. You can see here third example, hypothesis has not changed. Then we shall go to the fourth example. Fourth example is a positive example. Okay, fourth example is a positive example. Let's compare one by one attribute. First field is sunny. Here also sunny is there. So we shall not change it. Second field is warm. Here also warm is there. We will not change it. Here high is there. Here question mark is there. See, question mark is more general. Okay, question mark accepts high value. So question mark is already there. So there is nothing to change in the hypothesis. Next, fourth value. Strong is there, strong is there. So don't change that field. Here cool is there, here warm is there. So there is a difference here. You have to put question mark. Here same is there, here change is there. Again, you have to put the question mark. So hypothesis will be like this. Sunny, warm, question mark. That is, this third attribute can be of any value. Fourth attribute again strong. Okay, that is wind has to be. See, this hypothesis indicates that if you want to enjoy the sport, sky has to be sunny, temperature has to be warm, humidity value can be anything. It can be high or normal. Wind has to be strong. Okay, wind has to be strong. Water, it may be warm or cold. Forecast, it may be same or it may change. Is it clear? So this is the final most specific hypothesis. Only 4 examples are there, 3 positive examples. So only for positive examples, Finda's algorithm will change the hypothesis. For negative example, it will remain the same. So at the end of the tracing of the algorithm, you'll get this hypothesis. So this is the final hypothesis for this data set using Finda's algorithm. So this is the most specific hypothesis you got for Finda's algorithm when you trace the algorithm for this data set. Okay, it has got 6 attributes. First 2 attributes has to be sunny, warm. Next attribute can be of any value. Okay, so using this hypothesis, if you have new attribute conditions, weather conditions, we'll compare that with this given hypothesis. So this hypothesis will help us to classify the new data as enjoy sport is true or false. Using these values, using this hypothesis, we can classify the new data as true or false. Okay, so you can see here only instances. 4 instances are there. Positive, positive, positive. X1, X2, X4. Okay, X1 is almost subset of X2. X2 is nothing but subset of X4. You can see here H0 was the first hypothesis which consists of all null. Next, H1 hypothesis. H1 classified only one example. H2 and H3 hypotheses were same. it classified x1 example as well as x2 example. H4. H4 is the last hypothesis which you got, which classifies all these three examples as positive. So we can say that H0 is more specific, H4 is more general. Okay, H4 is more general, H0 is more specific. H4 is more general than H3, H3 is more general than H2, H2 is more general than H1, H1 is more general than H2, H0. Okay, you can see here. H4 is more general, H0 is more specific. Is it clear? So that is general to specific ordering of hypothesis. Okay. Uh, so same finders algorithm we shall apply for this data set and we shall see how it will classify this new data set. Okay, we shall do it in the next class. See, for example, they will give you a table and they will ask you to find the most specific hypothesis for the given table. First thing is you write the algorithm and then step by step you have to do it like this. After first example, what will be the hypothesis? After second example, what will be the hypothesis? After third example, what will be the hypothesis? After fourth example, what will be the hypothesis? Okay, you have to write it step by step. For 8 marks or 10 marks, usually they will ask this question. Okay, in first module, topics are very less. So it's a very simple algorithm. And for this in exam, you will get a question, you will get this data set and they will ask you to classify uh, concept learning, find out the most specific hypothesis for the given data set. Is it clear? Uh, Very simple algorithm. Okay, tracing is also very easy. Uh, we shall do it for the next data set. In the next class, we shall try it for the next data set. Is it clear? Okay, thank you. Shall continue in the next class.